Well, we appreciate everybody that's been working hard. As I mentioned, there's been state of emergency now for over 2 weeks straight in terms of mobilization, preparation, response to one Category 4 storm, and now mobilization and response to another major hurricane. It's not easy. I know people have been working around the clock, not just with state government, but our local counties and cities, and then all the other partners that participate in this. But people are pushing forward, they're stepping up. I know some of our residents that just experienced hurricane damage from Helene are also fatigued. Just hang in there and do the right thing. Just let's get through this. We can do it together, and then on the other side of it, make sure everybody's safe, and we'll put the pieces back together. The state is strong. We're going to be able to weather it. Not going to be easy. We're going to suffer damage, but don't lose faith. It's a tough thing to do 2 storms in 2 weeks, but we'll get through it. Okay, any questions? So the question's about what happens with the price gouging at gas stations. Attorney General Moody is on that. That's her purview. I know she's actively policing that. So if you do have examples of that, I know she'll want to follow up with that very quickly. So the question's about FEMA staffing, that they are limited right now to be able to come down. What I would say is, what we have these urban search and rescue teams that have been mobilized. That is done under the auspices of FEMA and DHS, even though a lot of these people are Florida firefighters. So that is being done. I think that's an important component. In terms of like staffers and some of the bureaucracy, fortunately for Florida, we have a machine. I mean, this is something that we work on. We know we've got to deal with it, being a tropical state, and we do. And so I think what will happen is, once we get major landfall, major disaster declaration post landfall, that we'll be able to hopefully get that individual assistance, get the debris kicking. So I'm not sure how much of an effect it's going to have on us, because we're going to have a robust response. I think you look at some of the other parts of the country, the state that didn't have as much of a robust response in some of those areas. So we have more people on hand than we've ever had. I'm confident that the federal government will approve what we need approved going forward, and we'll make sure that we continue doing the best we can for the people of this state. So the question's about, this is a massive guard mobilization. What necessitated that? Well, part of it is it's a big storm, powerful storm, and it's going in an ominous track. One of the worst places to take a major hurricane is the Tampa Bay area. It's low-lying. You have Pinellas County as a peninsula surrounded by water. The prospect for devastating storm surge is high, and it has a chance to damage a lot of property and put a lot of people's lives at risk. Now, I think most people have gotten out, but the reality is, this is something that we planned for. This is something that we knew could be something that happened, and it's not guaranteed this is going to go into Tampa Bay. As I mentioned, it could go north of it. It could go down further into Southwest Florida. That's all possible as this thing continues to approach the Florida Peninsula. But to compare to like Helene made landfall in the Big Bend of Florida. We had no fatalities in Taylor County at all from a major 15, 20-foot storm surge. That's pretty remarkable, but there's also much fewer people there. You start talking about the greater Tampa Bay area, that's millions of people. And then if the storm rides I-4 out to the Atlantic, that's many millions more. So I think that reality and possibility necessitated the robust response. Okay, thanks everybody.